We have all heard of the dark web or the deep web. Some of us have tried it out of curiosity, but a very few of us know about the story of the man who created the first darknet market. Today we uncover the story of Ross Ulbricht. But first, what is the dark web? In the late 1990s, two research organizations in the US Department of Defense drove efforts to develop an anonymized and encrypted network that would protect the sensitive communications of US spies. This secret network would not be accessible to normal users. And while this original intention was never fully realized, some of the researchers saw a different value proposition at hand, launching a non-profit focused on the anonymity for human rights and privacy activists. Enter the Tor network, short for the onion router, given the number of layers that it adds to your security. Tor lives on the fringe of the internet and serves as the underlying technology of the dark web. In fact, Tor can actually help you access a number of websites which are not available on regular browsers like Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. These websites are not really indexed by Google, and they look very weird if you take a look at their domain names. The Tor browser, a free download, is all you need to unlock this hidden corner of the web where privacy is paramount. But hold on, that's not the entire truth about the Tor network. The dark web, while it does protect you from, losing your privacy and being in the eyes of the government, it does have some cons. And the biggest con is that it facilitates an underground marketplace that sophisticated criminals use to traffic drugs, stolen identities, child pornography, and other illicit products and services. Now that you know about what the dark web is, let's move forward. So, who is Ross Ulbricht? As a child, Ulbricht grew up in Austin, Texas. He attended the University of Texas at Dallas, UTD essentially, on a full academic scholarship and graduated in 2006 with a bachelor's degree in physics. Ulbricht also pursued his master's degrees in material science and engineering at Penn State, after which he returned to Austin. He tried day trading and started a video gaming company, but both the ventures failed eventually. He eventually partnered with his friend Donnie Palmertree to help build an online used bookseller, Good Wagon Books. It was basically an online store. And if you think about it, in the 2000s, early 2000s essentially, Jeff Bezos was actually working on the exact same concept where he actually started with a website which wanted to basically build a marketplace where books could be traded, and then he actually expanded it into Amazon.com, right? And essentially that's how the rising of Amazon started, but that's really early, towards 1999 and the early 2000s after that. Ross was basically doing all of this in 2010, somewhere around that part, and of course, that essentially he was a little bit late. He was a decade late, of course, but at the same point of time, the output is very different if you think about it. After Donnie moved to Dallas and left Ross to run the company by himself, he started planning the beginning of an anonymous marketplace which he would call the Silk Road. He created and operated the first darknet market called the Silk Road from 2011 till 2013. And believe it or not only was this the first darknet market, this was actually the biggest at that point of time. The site used Tor for anonymity and Bitcoin as a currency for facilitation of sale of narcotics and other illegal items. And Ross Ulbricht was the man behind all of this. It is hard to think how a single person could actually build a marketplace as big as the Silk Road without any help, but Ross did have some help now, which is essentially how he got caught. Ulbricht was first connected to the Dread Pirate Roberts by Gary Alford, an IRS investigator working in the US DEA on the Silk Road case in mid-2013. Let me tell you how the connection was made, and it is really interesting. So in the early days, when Ross was basically trying to advertise the Silk Road and basically market it and get the name out there that yes, we're going to be releasing this website, he was basically doing it under the username Altoid. What Gary Alford, the IRS investigator, saw in 2013 was that this same username was actually posting in another forum, and in that forum he was asking for some programming help. So basically under the same exact username Altoid, Ross had asked for programming help. And in the comments in that forum, he actually made the mistake of mentioning his actual email ID, which actually had his full name within it. This is essentially how Ross was actually mapped to being the mastermind behind the Silk Road. Later in October 2013, Ross Ulbricht was arrested by the FBI, and in February 2015, Ulbricht was convicted of conspiracy to commit money laundering, computer hacking, traffic fraudulent ID documents, and conspiracy to traffic narcotics by means of the internet. Keep in mind over here that Ross did build the marketplace, and the people who were actually doing these illegal activities may not actually have been exactly Ross Ulbricht. They may have been other people who already had hands in these illegal businesses, and they just found the Silk Road as a channel to expand their business. However, Ross had to take the hit for all of that. In May 2015, Ross was sentenced to a double life sentence plus 40 years without the possibility of a parole. Ulbricht's appeals to the US Court of Appeals for Second Circuit in 2017 and the US Supreme Court in 2018 were both unsuccessful. He is currently imprisoned at the United States Penitentiary in Tucson. I also have some very interesting facts for you, which are basically the latest sort of updates on this story. It is believed that Ross also indirectly talked of the Silk Road on his LinkedIn page as his effort towards ending the systematic use of force by governments. You can actually take a look at the LinkedIn page. I'm showing you directly over here. I actually went down to the LinkedIn website and searched him up, and this is the exact page that is visible right now on LinkedIn. I'm assuming that his family did not have the password to the LinkedIn page, or for some reason, due to the indirect nature of the conversation happening over there, they have not modified anything. In 2020, President Trump reportedly considered reducing Ulbricht's sentence before leaving office, but did not do so. In fact, the story of Ross Ulbricht is so cinematic that there have been 2 movies on it since his imprisonment. The Deep Web in 2015 and the Silk Road in 2021 were the latest movies which actually went over this exact case. So just in case you'd like to learn more about that, these documentaries would be a good place to start. I also have one of the latest updates for you. Ulbricht's family recently raised money for efforts to release him from jail. In December 2021, the family auctioned a collection of his personal writings and artwork as an NFT, which the Free Ross DAO bought for 1442, that's 1442 Ethereum coins, or about $6.27 million at the time, through public donations. Ross's family appears to be doing everything possible to get him out of prison, including asking for support online on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. They also appear to be running a store online to raise funds and are always on the lookout for new volunteers. So that's the story of Ross Ulbricht, the man behind the first dark market. And I personally find this story very, very fascinating. I do have a lot more content like this that I would like to share with you guys. So do let me know in the comments down below if you like the story, and please let me know if you think that Ross does deserve a second chance or not. Let's make sure that this video reaches Ross's family and they can actually find some more people or volunteers through this, and hopefully Ross can someday come out of the prison alive and still live a full life. Again, for more content like this, make sure to subscribe the channel, and you can always reach out to me on my Instagram just in case you'd like to connect personally. For now, goodbye and take care, and I'll see you in the next one.